Hello, I am Army Specialist Scott, and this is video 4 in the USO maintenance video series. Sorry, in the Xbox 360 maintenance series. In this video, we are going to be covering how to transfer the hard drive, that's this guy right here, from the old classic Generation 1 Xbox 360. That's this guy right here, into the Generation 2 Xbox 360, or the Generation, the Xbox 360 Slim, and also the Generation 3 Xbox 360, which is the Xbox 360 Type E. Now then, why should you perform this function? That's very simple. Let's say in the previous video that you were watching, I know I kind of lied at the end and I said that the next thing we're going to do is clean it. But let's say that you tried to de-red ring your Xbox, it still didn't work. You used my method, you considered using the other methods, you did use the other methods, and it still didn't work. It's straight up dead, Jim. Well, your only other option was to go ahead and get into the budget and see what you could do. And you found out that you could go ahead and afford one of the 4 gigabyte Xbox 360 Slim systems. That's perfectly fine. You wanted to go ahead and get one that had a hard drive, but you just didn't have the money for it. That's alright, don't worry about it. Nothing to worry about. Things that you're going to need to perform this function. Sorry, let me back up a little bit. The whole reason why it's nothing to worry about is because once you've got the new system, you can just as easily take the old hard drive and put it into the new system. It's not going to break the system, it's not going to break the hard drive, it's not going to destroy the warranty on the system, it's not going to, there's my tape, sorry, it's not going to get the system banned from Xbox Live, and Microsoft is not going to try and take you to court. Although I wouldn't put it past them because it's Microsoft. Anyway, just kidding. They wouldn't really do that because it's pointless and stupid. So anyway, here we go. Transferring the hard drive is very, very simple. This right here, what I'm going to show you, can be done literally in the span of time that it takes to shoot this video. I'm going to be performing it for you live here. I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. Things you're going to need. Number 1, your hard drive from the old 360. Number 2, your new 360. Number 3, hard drive enclosure from Amazon, but it's not entirely necessary. You can go ahead and forego this for the immediate future and use some painter's tape or masking tape instead for a short time until you've got one of these guys. It is highly recommended to go ahead and get one of these enclosures here, because this enclosure here is the style of enclosure that the new hard drives come in. And I need to pop this open real quick. Now then, these enclosures here can be found on Amazon for $5 plus shipping and handling. Well, actually, no, that price actually includes shipping and handling, because they're actually $2 and shipping and handling is around about $3, so $5 total, get one of these guys. It's a good purchase, it's a very good purchase. I recommend doing so if you find yourself in this situation, get one. The other thing you can do is you can find for cheaper on, I believe it is SecureLlama.com, secure.llama.com, or if you just hit Google and search Secure Llama, go to their Xbox 360 section and then do a search for their accessories, and you will find enclosures that are many different colors and also translucent. You don't have to necessarily go with the boring black one. The only reason why I went with the boring black one is because this is what I found up on Amazon. It was before I found the one up on Secure Llama, which I found literally yesterday. So, or yesterday in reference to when this video was shot and uploaded to the internet. So, what we're going to be doing, step 1, To get the hard drive off of the 360, there's this little button right here. All you do is you press it down, grip on the sides, and then lift up. If you don't already know how to perform that function, it's press down, grip on the sides, lift up, and it comes right off. You haven't broken anything, so don't worry. Step number 2. You're going to notice these 4 screws built into it. Now this 4th screw here is surrounded by the remnants of a shiny Microsoft sticker. That sticker is a security sticker that will void the warranty on the hard drive if it's been peeled off and you go to Microsoft and say, Microsoft, you know, something's wrong with my hard drive. If they look and that sticker's gone, they'll say, oh, you tampered with it. Haha, bye. Well, what we're going to be doing voids the warranty, but the warranty was already voided anyway. So don't worry. Let's move right ahead. So here we go. Here's the hard drive. Let's go ahead and perform some quick surgery. Zoom in here real quick so you can see what I'm doing. And I will endeavor to keep everything in frame for you. Now then, to open up this hard drive, you are going to need a... size this real quick. There we go. I believe this is a T8 screw head. It's a one of the star-shaped screwdriver heads. Let's see if the camera will get that in focus. Looks like it did. Yeah. Okay, so it's one of the star-shaped screwdriver heads, and what you're gonna do is you're either gonna be using a head driver with it, or you'll just go ahead and get a straight-up T8 screwdriver from Radio Shack, and all you do is you just turn those screws and pull them out. That's one. That's 2. That's 3. And this is 4. Now then, the whole reason why we go ahead and perform this function is because you can get the 4GB Xbox 360 Type S for about $100 less than the 250GB Xbox 360S. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're paying $100 for a hard drive, which is retarded. Especially for a game system hard drive. Especially when you could have just easily... Or sorry, it's just ridiculously overpriced. So anyway, next thing's up, after you've gone ahead and, undone those bolts, to get this top off here, what you're going to do is you'll just go ahead and lift up here and then nudge forward and jiggle a little and it'll pop right off, and there it is. Now then, on the inside, you're going to see the shiny bit here. This is static shielding, electrical discharge grounding shielding, and it's got 4 bolts on it. These bolts are I believe T10. Yes, I am correct. These are T10 bolts, so you're also going to need a T10 screwdriver. So we go ahead and we load that up, and then we just go ahead and turn those screws. Couldn't be anything simpler other than breathing, or maybe sitting there and letting your heart beat. We're doing both in conjunction. So you get the 4GB Xbox 360S instead of the 250GB because the 250GB, the only major difference between it and the 4GB is the hard drive itself. And why spend too much money when you could spend a very small amount of money? Now then, on the inside, what do we have here? This is a common laptop hard drive. It is a serial ATA hard drive, and it has this little little connector right here. All you do is you put your thumbnail down on that ridge, and you go ahead and push it forward a little ways, clamp down your thumbnail on the ridge, and pop it right off. Now then, you've got this plastic backing right here that's going to prevent you from sliding it all the way out. Okay? So what do? You just bend that down very gently and slide it on out. And now you have freed the hard drive from the 360 enclosure. So next thing up, what are we going to do? Take all those spare parts that we just generated, put them aside. I'm going to put this right up here for safekeeping and introduce the 360S. Next thing we're going to do, flip it upside down because that's where the hard drive bay is. The hard drive bay on the Xbox 360S, here we go, here's Brett set up. If you turn it this way, you will see these lovely ridges and a slight gap right there. Okay? What you do is you go ahead and hook your thumbnail in there, you push it forward, and pry forward, and it comes right off easily. And it can snap right back in place too. And then this right here is your hard drive bay. Now the 360 Type S has its little catch right up here. You basically do the same thing, you catch your thumbnail there and then you pry it forward. There's the exact same hard drive bay. The exact same hard drive bay. I've tested it. Now then, to go ahead and install this old hard drive into the new system, if you do not have the updated enclosure for it yet, then what we do while you're waiting on that updated enclosure to get to you from FedEx or from the Postal Service or what have you, you go ahead and we take some masking tape. Well, why do we need masking tape? Well, it's going to sit in there kind of far, and we want to be able to get it back out again so we can put it in that enclosure, which is going to be a lot safer for it. And when I say safer, I mean it's not going to be able to rattle around if somebody gets angry and decides, and decides to Hulk smash it. Alright, so, get our masking tape, stick it on one side, pretty good right there, stick it on the other side, pretty good right there, and we just go ahead and fold it on up. And now we've made a whip. Now then, to actually get this into the 360, I'm going to have to move the camera, so bear with me as I do this. And hopefully I won't lose power. I'm going to turn on the light. Rotate this around. Alright, so right down in here, and I realize this is upside down for your viewpoint, probably. But right down here is, let's go ahead and turn this around for you. That's your SATA connector right there, and it's just bare inside of the system. Okay? It's just bare inside of the system right there. Now on the hard drive, it has SATA connectors right there that are bare. So what do? Very, very carefully, very, very gently line them up and plug it on in. And there it is. It looks like it's connected. Alright. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just test this out real quick. I have this handy dandy television right here. Let me go ahead and get things plugged in real quick. Bear with me. Move my other supplies out of the way. Alright, so plug in the power. Plug in the video. Come around to this other side so I can turn on the television. And then come back around to this other side so I can turn it on for you. Why is this thing on DVD? Awesome. Alright, so put it on HDMI, fire it up. There we go. Now that I had a number, the reason why this thing's being so loud right now, the reason why this 360 is being so loud is because I've performed 12-volt fan mod on it, which I will show you later in another video. Alright, so we go ahead and skip sign in right now because I don't feel like signing in. Xbox Live is working, as you can see, because it's got stuff. We go down to System, storage, hard drive, games and apps, and now we can see the stuff that's on it. Okay? This is the hard drive that is built, that I have just plugged into this system. This is not the internal memory unit, which, as you can see, basically has nothing on it. Okay? So, there we go. Definitive proof that this will actually work. Now then, let's go ahead and turn that off real quick. And I will continue on with the next portion of this particular video, which is, let me turn off that light. Alright, lights off. Alright, now then, to go ahead and get this hard drive out, we just reach in, grab that tape whip, and pull it right out. Now then, let's say you've had your Xbox sitting like this with the tape whip on there and the old hard drive sitting in the new system for a good couple of weeks. And then, happy day, your new enclosure comes in. Alright, cool. Well, how do we use this crazy thing? It's too easy. Got a big old gap there on the front, and you've got 4 plastic posts. I don't know if they're going to show up on the camera or not because it's being tricky. But anyway, you've got 4 plastic posts, one here, and then on the other side one here, and they all line up with your screw points, which are 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hard drive respectively, and I just bumped that with my elbow. Dear God, why? Technical difficulties. Alright, so contacts for the hard drive, open space here, they lined right up perfectly, set the hard drive in, and there it is. Contacts now visible, hard drive just like so. On most of them, it'll have a lid that'll snap down, and once it's actually snapped down, it's kind of permanent and you can't get it undone, but since I've been fiddling with this one, it'll come undone. It's a bad idea to undo this once you've actually done it. Alright, so, got the hard drive, got the lid, take a look, make sure that the back tabs here go in the back where the ribbon is. Now the ribbon might say something on it. It does not mean that you've just upgraded the hard drive to that capacity. It's still the same capacity that it always was. You just have it in a different cover now. So this one said 250 gig when I got it, so I just was like, yeah, right. So I just took some black Sharpie and colored that out. Alright, so there it is. Now it looks like the store-bought 250 gig hard drives that you get from the PX. And this is actually a 20 gigabyte hard drive from the old original system from this enclosure right here. Kind of hard to believe, huh? If you're doing this, you've just worked a very minor miracle in many other people's eyes. But the truth is, it's actually very simple. Now then, this hard drive enclosure will only plug into the system one way. It's impossible to mess up. You just put it in, slide it in, hear the click, and you're done. Last thing to do, put the cover back on, slides right into place, settles down, and click. And 1 and 2, turn it back on. And we confirm once again that this is working. I hate having to wait for the boot up sequence. It takes too long in my opinion, but whatever. Things happen. Alright, so skip sign in. Run all the way to the edge. Go system, storage, hard drive, there it is. Still works. If you have followed all of my directions to the letter, you have just taken an old hard drive from the old Xbox 360, and you've now plugged it into the brand new Xbox 360 Slim or Xbox 360 Type E. So, you have just saved yourself over $100 by doing this, and you basically now have about $100 to play with over at the USO for other stuff that's more important. Okay? So, that's the whole major point of doing this. Saving you money, saving your budget. Alright? Now, if you get the 360 Type S or Type E and it doesn't come with a hard drive, and you've got the older systems and they do have hard drives, and you want a hard drive for the new system, and you see on the shelf it's got that bright, shiny 250 gigabyte hard drive and it's only $111, don't buy it. Leave it on the shelf, go hit Amazon.com, do a quick search for Xbox 360 Type S hard drive enclosure. Okay, that's Xbox 360 Type letter S hard drive enclosure. That word enclosure is the key word. Okay? And don't just throw in a hard drive enclosure, because you're going to get all kinds of crazy stuff. You need to specify with Amazon. You need to specify with the internet, everything that I just told you. Xbox 360 Type S hard drive enclosure. Okay? Now once you do that, you're going to end up getting one of those enclosures there that I just showed you. And it'll make transitioning the hard drive into the new system so much more smooth. And it'll make the longevity of the transfer so much greater. Alright, so I hope that you have found this video fun, entertaining, and informative. I hope that you use it as a reference guide in the future, and I hope that you have enjoyed watching. Have a good night. The next video in the series, if you are interested in continuing, is video number 5, opening and cleaning the Generation 1 Xbox 360, and also its power brick, and taking, yes, it also gives you the do's and don'ts, okay? Because cleaning the old school Xbox 360 can be a very tricky process. So, come back for video 5. Hope to see you there. Have a good day.